response this week? What can we expect from North Melbourne?
Looking for a response every week, Drew. That's, I've been asked that a lot. We want to have a level of intensity and method in our game that we can rely on every week. So, but yeah, look, really disappointing. We reviewed it strongly, and yeah, we expect to respond as a club.
What are the things that you've taken out of the review that you feel like you can sort of fix up immediately?
Yeah, I think one of the aspects that we've looked at was not getting flattened when things go a bit against us. I think the Larky turnaround seemed to have a bit of an impact with the young team. That's just the way the game goes. We can't just be conditional to just having things go our way all the time. You're in a battle. It's territory sport, and so therefore we've got to be better than having something like that just totally derail us for a period of time. Doggies went and scored twice after that, and that's not acceptable. We've got to dig in for stronger periods than that.
What positives can you take from the first, almost the first half? Certainly in the game of that.
Yeah. No, we were. Yeah, we were. We set some really clear targets with sort of contested ball. The method of how we want to defend, we thought was pretty reasonable. Like there was not a bad minimum standard through there. Our capacity to probably get the ball forward, through the corridor, that was sort of the area that we looked at. So, there was some reasonable spots. I thought our mids did a pretty reasonable job on Bont early. There were some areas that but then it's Liberatore and McRae as well. But there were some positives out of it.
So you've spoken a lot about wanting to try to play attacking football back yourself, especially backing your kicking, that sort of thing. Are there levers that you can pull to sort of stop that defensive deficiency where you see that in the second half to sort of score getting away from you, but still also do what you want to do?
Yeah, and it's all about getting the timing of which bits you attack first. So we spend a lot of time trying to work our method around our offence. Seems like we're coming in the corridor a lot, so we've got to be attuned to adjust that the times that we've got a little bit more width in the game, then we need to probably use that. I think the group that we've got that we're assembling is a faster group. There's definitely speed on Thomas, Stevenson, Marnie, Lazaro, Tommy Powell, Jai. So we've got some speed. Cam Zurhaar's another one that's got some speed. So we think that plays into the direction that we want to go. We just have to be a bit more efficient with the ball. I mean, the turnovers, I think the way that the man on the mark has changed your ability to now take space defensively away from the opposition. So when you turn it over, it goes quicker and you can't defend some of those ones out of the corridor. So we've got to be conscious of that.
So I heard Alistair Clarkson talk earlier in the week about looking for little wins and milestones along the way. So while you may not be banking the wins on the weekends, there's still things that you can aim for and achieve. What are some of the little things at the moment that you're looking for from your players that you can sit down on a Monday and review and say, we did this big tick?
Yeah, we've actually just been through some of our offensive ball movement now. Some of our defence was really good. We thought our contest around stoppages was really good early. There's some of the areas, quarters won, possession scored, off particular certain plays that we're trying to run. I think the variation of roles that we're giving, our guys, I thought Jed Anderson did a great job, early on through the midfield. So just trying to tighten those areas up that are going to hold us in good stead long term.
So you mentioned Jed there.
Yeah.
He's going to miss a bit of time.
Yeah.
And it's been a pattern that you've had senior important players missing games of footy.
Yep.
You feel
How do
like
we
you've got
cope?
a hand behind your back here, like in terms of how to do what you want to do?
Not necessarily. I'm an optimist. I look at the opportunity that we've had for Powell and Lazaro and Will Phillips to come into the team, more time to give Jaden time in the midfield like we did in the first couple of rounds. Taron Thomas needs to learn how to play a variation of roles. If the game's heading in the direction that we think it is with rotations coming down, our ability to be more flexible and mobile as far as our playing positions go, we take that as an opportunity to give those guys that exposure right now. I'd love to have those guys back, don't get me wrong, as I'm sure our fans will be, but we'll get them back at a point in time.
So, let's say this weekend you haven't got Aiden Core, you haven't got Robbie Tarrant, probably a key defender down.
Yep.
We talk about a loan system, like for the next month or 6 weeks. Would it be handy for you to be able to reach out to another club and just get you some cover while you really need it? You're up against Tex Walker and big balls up forward.
Yeah.
Would that be helpful, do you think?
Possibly. I haven't given it a lot of thought, I must say. It's an interesting concept. I'm not sure how you would feel if you were the group doing the loaning and then getting the guy back, the impact that has with your player. Like, I understand the capacity for them to go and play at the highest level, but yeah, I'm not sure. I'm undecided as to whether or not I'd support that.
So people externally have been talking up this game against the Pros as a big game for you guys because it probably feels more winnable. If you looked at it at the start of the season, you're coming up against Adelaide, who had a bad year last year. Is there any sense that it's a big game to try and get a win away?
No, bigger than the last few. I mean, the capacity for our young mids to play against a Rory Sloane, our key defenders to play against a key forward like Taylor Walker, who's in great form. So I think buckets to be able to do that, a Tom Powell or a Will Phillips to be able to go in and play against a Laird and a Sloane and these guys. I think it's great opportunity for our guys to go, and we need to learn how to bring our level of intensity and competitiveness on a regular basis. I hear what you're saying. I probably don't think of it in that light. We just need to get our stuff right more and more and more, and each time we have a new opponent that brings with it different challenges, and we'll just take those challenges on.
You spoke about looking after Tex. Is it Ben Mackay who gets the job?
Probably, yeah. Might give Tex a ring, see if we can have a week off.
It's been a pretty impressive renaissance.
It's been great. Yeah, it's been awesome. I've loved what he's been able to do. Know him really well. He's a really proud person. He wouldn't have been, overly happy with probably what he delivered last year. I think that the rules, as I was saying before, I think the man on the mark and the speed with which we're all trying to play has restricted that extra defender going back in the hole. Like, it's probably bought the offence a couple of seconds. Now, if you take that couple of seconds and then you try to utilise that as a defence and try to cover that ground, you're probably restricting 10 or 15 metres on the defensive side, players getting back into holes. And for players like Tex that read the play so well, it gives them great opportunity to lead up and present at the ball.
So your skipper last week was clearly under siege as all your defenders, particularly in the second half. There was I think Jonathan Brown and Nick Rewalt, they picked out a particular effort where he was going back with the fight. Aaron Norton spoiled it. He ends up, I think, assisting a goal. They'll talk about maybe that he should have gone in harder for second and third. I thought Jack's
white noise
over the game was
absolutely. White noise. I don't take any notice of that. Jack knows where he's at. Thought Jack did a great job and led us strongly as a captain under difficult circumstances. He actually got a bit of a clip on his shoulder at that point in time. But anyway, if they don't take the injury into account, I had no issue with the way Jack played at all.
Frustrating that people come after your captain when there's so many other things that obviously need to be addressed outside of just that.
Yeah, a little bit. That doesn't overly concern us. We understand where we're at. The players and the club are really clear. We're really calm on where we're at. We know the direction that we want to take. And with that comes some bumps. So sometimes that outside noise gets a little bit louder, but we don't tend to take too much notice as to what is going on the outside.
Just one of the rules last night, Tom Hickey, late in the game, took one out of the ruck. Felt like he had prior opportunity and some.
But that's not the rule. The rule, you don't have prior if you take it out of the ruck now. That rule. So he's allowed to take it out without it being prior. If I'm on John's side and that's my player, I'm saying it's not holding the ball. If I'm on the other side, I'm saying it's holding the ball.
That's a good thing that with 30 seconds to go, you can just grab the ball and not try and get rid of it.
Well, that's the rule. It just, like, taking it out of the ruck now is not seen as prior. That's the rule. So if the umpire's in the wrong position and he doesn't quite see the attempt, or he feels like it's got knocked out in the tackle, well, then it's play on. So, yeah, it's difficult. It's no more difficult than the free kick a couple of weeks ago in the Geelong-Brisbane game. Like, they're just difficult. I think the umps are just trying to do as good as they can. But the rule is, it's not prior taking it out of the ruck.